Tonight is the resignation of UNR head football coach Jeff Horton.
Horton shocked just about everyone today when he broke the news that he would take over the head coaching job at rival UNLV.
News Channel 8 had the only Reno crew in Vegas for the announcement late this afternoon. Chris Gargano just arrived back here in town. He joins us in the newsroom with more. Chris, why is Coach Horton leaving?
Well, Jeff Horton told everyone today at a news conference in Las Vegas that this was the toughest decision he's ever had to make. A group of reporters and UNLV boosters on hand in Las Vegas this afternoon. At about 4 o'clock, Jeff Horton was announced as the new Rebels head football coach.
Well, after we got back from the banquet on Sunday, Jim Weaver called me at home about 2:30. We talked for a while. He called back later that night. We talked some more, and then he said, hey, we need to talk in person, so I came down Monday night. We met for about 6 hours and both hit it off very well and kind of saw eye to eye. And then this morning he called and offered me the job. And, you know, it was, when I came here 4 years ago, the coach, I came down here with the thought of being the head coach. And, at that time we hit some roadblocks and I ended up getting the head coaching job in Reno. But, I had the opportunity to come back again, and I really feel excited about this program and the possibility that this program has.
What about your memories? What will you look back on, and what will you think about this past year?
Just the kids, the comebacks, Utah State, San Jose, the game in Wisconsin, just having a chance to be a Division I head coach, and the friendships and the relationships that we built with our players was really very special. And, you don't replace those kind of things. You just try to go build them somewhere else.
Horton also plans on bringing nearly every member of his assistant coaching staff with him to Vegas. Back here in Reno, Wolfpack athletic officials and players are in shock. We'll hear from them later in the sports segment with Rob Nicoleski. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Shock is
so many different emotions. You can look at it from Jeff Horton's standpoint, and it's a great job opportunity, but you can look at it from the player's standpoint. They feel like they've been left holding the bag. And you can look at it from Chris Ault's standpoint, which is, I've got a department that doesn't exist anymore. After just one season as Wolfpack head football coach, Jeff Horton resigns today and accepts a head coaching job at UNLV. News Channel 8's Chris Gargano was the only local sportscaster at today's news conference in Vegas. Here's his report. A sight that comes as a complete surprise to Wolfpack fans. Jeff Horton shaking the hands of athletic director Jim Weaver of UNLV as he accepts the head coaching job of the Rebels.
I had the opportunity to come back again, and I really feel excited about this program and the possibilities that this program has, and the guys on my staff feel the same way because they all jumped on with me. I gave them the opportunity, if you want to come, and most of them, 7 of them are coming.
Why Jeff Horton?
Because I thought he was the right person for UNLV at this point in time. I think he has excellent people skills. He has the #1 pass offense in America. He's recruited a lot of the young men who are currently in the UNLV program.
So this is Jeff Horton's new home, or old home for that matter. The former Wolfpack assistant, Rebel assistant, Wolfpack head man is now the Rebel head man. He's come full circle. Obviously you've spent time here, you've spent a lot of time up in Reno. Where is your heart, and how will you motivate the Rebels to play the Wolfpack?
Well, I don't think that'll be hard. I'm a coach that coaches with a lot of emotion and coaches from the heart. We'll have our kids ready to go. I know those kids will want to come down and beat me just like I want to beat them. That's the nature of the game. It's going to have a little added significance on it with me being here and after being there last year. But, hey, I hope those kids do well up there, all but for one game. And I'm sure right now they may not wish that against us, but, I'm sure that in the long run they'll appreciate what we did for them. But, right now they just don't understand. That's the tough part.
Did you have to pry him away, or what were the negotiations like?
Well, I think you have to understand that, and as Jeff said in his interview today, that he's had 4 jobs: UNR, UNLV, UNR, UNLV. So I think he has a fondness for both institutions.
This is a little financially better for you. It's a move back to Las Vegas. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you just do it. I support, like he said, I support him, and this is his job, and he loves his job, and I know that he's not happy doing anything else, and so once again I will move.
The hardest part was today. I met with our team up there, the ones that we get a hold of at 12:30. There's probably about 35 guys. The hardest thing was telling them that I was leaving because they put so much trust in me and belief, and a lot of them were upset, and deservedly so, because I did walk out.
Chris Gargano, News Channel 8 Sports.
Horton signs a 3-year contract worth $105,000 a year. That's $30,000 more per year than he earned here in Reno. How do the players feel about Horton's departure? Well, we talked to some tonight, and they are angry.
Yeah, I just wanted to just, I really wanted to just get into the ring with Coach Horton, and show him some things that I got.
All of us are still asking why. And, he talks about this cloud that was over his head. Well, he's left a big cloud over our heads, but, instead of, backing out and giving up, we're going to fight. And he didn't fight.
When UNLV wants to face us next year, they will have to contend with the passing and running game and the defense that will return next year. So, Coach Horton, please be ready for what we have to give to you.
I just walked out. As soon as he said I resigned and I'm taking the head coaching job at UNLV, I got up and said, man, F this and whatever. I said, cuss words and all. I just walked out of there. I didn't need to hear no more because that's just a disrespect to this program.
Now that Horton has left us and gone to UNLV, I mean, I wish his name would just be erased from the program because he's kind of put a bad name on Nevada football. And when the going gets tough, the Horton gets going.
There you go. He's gone.
Exactly.
Jeff Horton isn't the only coach leaving. He's offered just about everyone on his staff similar positions at UNLV. One assistant coach, defensive coach Ken Wilson, confirms to me tonight that he is leaving. A total of about 7 assistant coaches are expected to head south. All this leaves the Wolfpack football program in disarray. Nearly the entire staff is gone just when it's time to start recruiting players for next year.
I'm bitterly disappointed, you bet, because this is a special program, and Jeff was like the young son taking it over, and I was awfully proud of what they were doing, and last summer, he was saying how he'd want to stay for 17 years, and this is the only program he wanted. So, if he feels professionally it was a good move for him, that's fine, but I feel empty.
When you lose a head coach and the whole staff, it's devastating, especially from a recruiting standpoint, because all the recruits that these coaches have been talking to for the past year, now, it would be natural, I think, to assume that they're going to try to attempt to sway those kids to follow them to UNLV.
Is Chris all going to come back and coach?
Well, we don't even talk about that right now. I need some time to pull off. I'm trying to talk to the players as much as I can. That's my concern to the kids right now.
So you haven't closed the door on that possibility?
Oh, you never say never. Right now I haven't given any thought to that.
There's a news conference scheduled for tomorrow morning at 10 at the university, and that's where the university athletic department will announce what they're going to do with what's left of the football program and any kind of far-reaching plans. I would speculate that Chris Ault will probably come back on an interim basis for 1 year.
He almost has to, in a way, because you got to find a coach, you got to find all the assistants, and you got to go out and recruit. That's an awful lot to get done.
Yeah, and recruiting season starts literally right after your regular season ends. The Wolfpack season ended a couple of days ago, so the Wolfpack coaching staff, what's left of it, and once they are able to find a few assistant coaches, once those guys are lined up, they got to hit the road. That's very crucial.
Boy.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Coming up tonight on News Channel 8.
Team and I gave it to a guy that I had confidence in, and to keep the staff and keep the program going.
Coach Horton, I liked him a lot, but he proved to me that he didn't really believe in us as a program, as a team. I guess the money talked a little louder or whatever it was.
I feel extremely betrayed. I feel like, everything he said at the banquet, everything that he says to us at the team meetings, he just blew everything, It's a bunch of, it just wasn't real, He didn't really mean it. It's not from the heart.
Now, if you're wondering if Ault will become the head football coach again, he can't. That's unless the Board of Regents rescind an act that prevents an AD to become a head coach. Ault was allowed to hold both positions before because the rule came into effect after he had both jobs. Now, a news conference is being held tomorrow to discuss the future of the Wolfpack program, so stay tuned. Now, sorry we don't have much time left, so we're going to go through the NBA scoreboards